Passive income is sold as money that arrives while you sleep. The word does a lot of quiet work. It promises that once the thing is built, the hours stop and the money keeps coming. So we pulled the receipts on the 5 streams that get marketed the hardest: dividend investing, rental property, print on demand, online courses, and affiliate sites. Not the testimonials, not the screenshots, the actual capital each one needs, and the actual hours hiding behind the word passive. Here's what the numbers say it really costs. First, a definition, because the marketing depends on blurring it. Truly passive income would mean zero ongoing work once it exists. Almost nothing clears that bar. What people actually mean is one of 2 things, and they are wildly different. The first is capital passive. You put in money, and the money does the working. Dividends and bonds live here. The catch is you need a large pile of capital first, and that pile usually came from years of active labor. The second is labor passive. You do the work once, upfront, and it pays out over time. Courses, print on demand, affiliate sites live here. The catch is the upfront work is enormous, and almost none of it actually runs itself afterward. So the real question is never just how much you earn. It's 2 questions the brochures skip. How much money do you have to start with, and how many hours are buried before the first dollar ever shows up? Start with the one that's genuinely the most passive: dividend investing. Buy shares, collect dividends, do nothing. That part is true. The problem isn't the work. It's the capital wall, and it has gotten much taller. The dividend yield on the S&P 500 is sitting near 1%, close to a 50-year low. Run that math, honestly. At a 1% yield, a $1 million portfolio throws off about $10,000 a year. To replace even a modest $40,000 salary purely from dividends, you would need roughly $4 million invested. Decades ago, when yields ran 3 to 5%, that same income needed under $1 million. The stream didn't get easier. The entry price quadrupled. Dividend income is real, and it is close to truly passive. But it is the reward for already having a fortune, not a method for building one. Next, the income stream everyone calls passive with a straight face: rental property. Here the marketing hides the hours. Surveys of landlords put routine management at roughly 4 to 8 hours per month for a single unit. Call it 40 to 50 hours a year per property in normal operation. That sounds light, until you notice 2 things. First, that's the calm number. It excludes the bad month, the burst pipe, the eviction, the turnover where you're repainting and relisting and screening applicants. Those events don't average out. They arrive all at once and eat whole weekends. Second, the hours scale with units. The investor with 10 doors isn't doing 40 hours a year. They're running a part-time job, which is exactly why they hand it to a property manager who takes 8 to 12% of the rent. That fee is the honest price tag on the word passive. You either pay it in money or you pay it in your own time. The mortgage gets paid either way, but nobody's sleeping through it. The stream's sold to people without a fortune, starting with print on demand. Upload a design once, the pitch goes, and sell it forever while you sleep. The receipts tell a treadmill story. Across the platforms, only about 15 to 25% of designs ever make a single sale, and a tiny 5 to 10% generate most of the income. So the model isn't upload one winner, it's upload constantly and let volume find the rare hit. Reaching even $500 a month typically takes 3 to 6 months of steady listing. $2,000 a month usually requires 6 to 12 months and 200 or more active listings spread across platforms. And the sellers at the very top, they add an average of 7 new products a day, every day, just to hold position. That is not a design that sells while you sleep. That is a content job with a storefront attached, and only about a quarter of these stores are still standing long-term. Online courses and affiliate sites share the same shape, and it's the shape the word passive most badly misrepresents. They are front-loaded. Look at the build out as a timeline. A serious online course is commonly estimated at over 1,000 hours to produce at quality. Scripting, recording, editing, building the funnel, all of it spent before a single sale exists. Then it doesn't sit still that a course that isn't marketed and updated quietly dies, because students' shelves are already full of courses gathering dust. Affiliate sites run the same curve on a longer clock. Plan on 6 to 12 months and often hundreds of published articles before meaningful revenue, with 5-figure-a-month sites typically taking years. The income can eventually decouple from your hours. That part is real, but only after a heavy active phase that looks nothing like passive and only if you keep feeding it. Passive describes the back half of the curve. It quietly hides the front half, which is where almost everyone actually quits. Line the 5 up and the same pattern falls out every time. There is no free lunch. There is only a choice about which currency you pay in. Dividends are the closest thing to truly passive, and they charge you in capital, roughly $4 million to replace a salary at today's yields. Rentals charge you in hours and headaches, or in the manager fee that buys those hours back. Print-on-demand, courses, and affiliate sites charge you in front-loaded labor, the 1,000 hours, the 200 listings, the year of articles, most of it spent before any money arrives, and a steady trickle of upkeep forever after. Notice what every honest version has in common: a large, non-passive investment of either money or time comes first. The word passive only ever describes the harvest. It is silent about the planting, the years of growing, and the fact that the field still needs weeding. The receipts don't say passive income is fake. They say it is deferred and disguised active income. And the part it disguises is the part that decides who actually makes it. So, how passive is passive income, really? The honest answer is that passive is a description of phase, not a category of income, and almost every stream sold under the label has a large, deeply unpassive cost paid before the passive part begins. That doesn't make any of these a scam. Dividends genuinely run themselves once you've assembled the capital. A paid-off rental genuinely cash flows with light touch. A course or a site can genuinely earn while you sleep, eventually. But every single one demands its toll up front, in money or in hours, and the marketing exists precisely to make that toll invisible. So the sharpest filter is one question. When someone sells you a passive income stream, ask which currency the bill is really written in: capital you don't have yet, or hours you'll spend long before the first dollar. The answer is always there in the receipts. The word passive just hopes you won't read them.